questions or comments? If anybody would like to share any?
Okay, so I heard that soccer is the fastest growing sport amongst younger people, whereas football is still the sport amongst older people. And I know exactly what you're talking about because it seems like it's all the rich white kids that can do the kid play. And those tend to be the ones that end up going pro, right?
Correct.
So how is this going to work itself out? How do you see any way that we can fix this situation? Because that starts early. Like they start doing select really, really early, like
Yeah.
in third grade.
Right, and there's
And then it doesn't necessarily mean that it's the really good kids that are selected. It's the ones, the white kids that can pay who end up going, and then they're overcoached, right?
correct. And the challenges like with community rec versus select is on the community side, they're doing it for part of it. The parents are coaching are doing it for just the joy of being with the kids.
Right.
And then the kids that are going out of select, the parents believe that their kids are better, and it becomes for the boys and the girls going into select, they think among their peers that they're really good. So like Lakeshore United, they're a football club in Sheboygan. They've started introducing futsal, which is Brazilian style street soccer, and the cost is a lot cheaper than being on a select team, but it's allowing these kids from the community teams to actually come in on like winter months to play indoor soccer, and that sport alone is less rule driven. The kids don't necessarily have to worry about what the coach is thinking, and they have a lot more opportunity to try things with their feet and experiment. And that being said, then the futsal, like Lakeshore United is bringing in like Milwaukee Wave players who are actually coaching. So that on the flip side of select, it drives up the cost for some of the for those parents. But those Milwaukee Wave players are actually going and holding coaching clinics for these kids in futsal, and they're seeing kids. It's bringing attention to these Lakeshore like these select clubs that there is talent out there that they're not getting. And so now they're trying to figure that. That's the challenge that they have is how can they make it affordable so kids with talent can actually be brought up into the slack.
Did you happen to do any research to find out what is the percentage of kids that make it onto university and varsity that aren't in select?
I don't
How
have
does
it.
that translate into college scholarships?
I don't know. What I did read was that most kids in larger cities, if they want to play high school soccer, almost have to exclusively come up through select and academy. So that's really discouraging.
All right, well, great. Let's thank our speaker again. All right, and I'll let them swap out microphones here. But our next presenter is Andrea Martin, and she will be presenting Poems of Meaning by Andrea Martin. Oh.
Poems of Meaning. Through my creative writing class, I've had the joy of now learning how to write poetry. When I was in high school, I didn't know nothing about poetry. I couldn't even read it and understand it. But with my creative writing class, I've learned to understand it and I have found a passion for writing poetry. So today I'm going to be sharing a few of the poems that I have written, and the first one is Human. This poem is one of my favorites because I like to use metaphors, and this one has a whole bunch of them. And whenever I feel stressed, I read Human and I feel better. I am only human, just a person heading towards the future, trying to go the best possible way, walking through the nastiest storms, overcoming the most trying obstacles. I am only human, with my own faults, my own issues, some thrown at me, and others I create, my own and unique imperfections. Some may say I am selfish. Am I really? Others may say I'm argumentative. Maybe I am from time to time. I am only human when stress becomes unbearable, like a tree limb with heavy glistening snow. I break under the pressure, just like that branch holding that heavy white snow. When my control and patience are run thin, slowly unraveling like a thin thread of yarn. When tears are inevitable, swelling in my eyes like dark gray clouds just before downpour. I am only human when perfection is only what others expect, like Superman being able to do anything and everything, no matter how hard or how impossible. Wanted in more places than you can possibly be, being like a stuffed animal, being pulled in more than one direction, cracking under the pressure, like the snap of a twig being stepped on, unable to handle the pressure, nor able to juggle all the balls thrown at me. I am only human. It is no excuse, only a fact, only a girl with the weight of the entire world on her shoulders, crushed from the weight, like a watermelon on top of a grape. Maybe I am this way because I'm only human. Okay. Papa's Bridge. This poem I wrote 2 weeks ago on my grandfather's birthday. I went to this bridge and I wrote Papa's Bridge. Walking up the white gravel path, I see trees of brown, the branches green speckled, lying still. Turning, I see the blackened wood bridge. Its tall metal rails spotted with hits of gold, green, and white. Looking at it, my heart fills with joy. Slowly, I walk onto the bridge as memories flood my mind. Stopping at the middle, lying my bag and blanket down. Slowly, I walk to the meadow just past the bridge, where in the summer the dandelions are abundant. Only the quietness of your thoughts you heard, until you say, I love you, Grandpa. The bridge becomes alive. The wind starts to gently blow. I look up at the sky, the sun shining down upon me. The trees, green speckled, start to gently sway with the wind. The birds begin calling, singing to each other. A robin flies above me as I walk slowly back onto the bridge. Looking down at the river below, I let my tears fall. The river below catching my tears with its crystal clear waters, tinted with red from the rocks at its bottom. The water ripples in circles as water, current, and wind meet. Throwing a stick into its water, I start to talk. I start to talk to my grandpa, telling him everything in my heart, though he already knows. I lie out my blanket on the hard, cold wood. Curling up in a ball, I cry, wishing my grandpa was here. I feel the sun's warm rays against my head, and the wind encircles me, like it was giving me a hug, just like the man who used to hug me on that bridge. Birds flying overhead, one looking like an eagle, reminding me he's on eagle's wings. The wind blowing around me, making me shiver, but warming me on the inside. The light blue skies scattered with white clouds, spread out like a knife spreading jelly on bread. The sun shining through the barren trees, shining down upon me. I know I'm alone. I believe I'm not truly alone. To you, you only see an old bridge, a river with eroding soil. Trees have tilted and barren. The cold wind making you want to leave, chilling you to the bone. I see so much more. You see, the sun is my grandpa looking down on me. The wind is his arms hugging me. The bridge is his lap, the lap I always sat on. The birds singing is him speaking to me. The river is the life that is ever going. As I throw the stick in its waters, it takes it down a path that no one knows. You see, the stick is me, the bridge is my grandfather, and the river water is life. Forever together, forever one. To you, you only see an old bridge, a place that needs some love. But you see, it has all the love within it. For it's not just an old bridge, it's Papa's bridge. I leave it now, like I did in a dream. Tears rolling down my face. Unsure if I can. But believing in my heart, just like the stick floating away in the water, I am walking away with my grandpa forever looking down upon me. That I may be leaving for a while the place I call Papa's home, but that he never leaves me, no matter where I go. Where I come from. This poem is a poem on my life so far. I got the inspiration to write this poem after writing Papa's Bridge. Where I come from. I come from an old bridge where its planks are black from rain, where its red rails are covered with gold rust, green moss, and white, where its sticks and twigs are scattered across its length, where you heard no birds, where there was no wind, where the only thing you heard was the thoughts inside your head, where the bridge comes alive with only 4 words, I love you, Grandpa. Where after those words, the wind starts to gently blow, the birds begin to sing, the bridge showing you its true beauty, where at one time a little girl and her grandfather would talk, where they spent so many countless hours, where the bridge is more than a bridge, it's a Papa's home, where this little girl feels at home with her father, a father not by blood, but one that's so much more important, one from the heart. I come from a mother whose will is strong, but is tried every single day without end, where her love for her children is abundant and always there, who struggles to keep her independence, as her body slowly cannot, relying on me more and more to keep a fraction of the independence she has. I come from a father who's in name only, who never used my name through childhood, only using unflattering, made-up nicknames, where he's there one moment and the other not even care, where arguments are always where trust is non-existent, only there in the tough, only because I call, only wanting to see you on holidays and birthdays. I come from a studio where dance is what music looks like, where music and movement become one, telling its own story, like a painting without paint, like a story without words, where only when the music is playing, the story can be seen, where movement is inspired not just by the music, but by the creativity of one's mind, where practice, dedication, and teamwork is taught, not by the rules of the game or the coach drumming it into your head, but by friendship, by passion, by giving the feeling that failure is okay, that if you fail, always, always try again, where it does not matter how many times you drop the baton, where it does not matter how many times you mess up, where what only matters is what you do afterwards, where what matters is picking up the baton and trying again, or not stopping until you master the move. I come from a house that was full of love and anger, where yelling and swearing was heard every day without end, where dinner was never eaten as a family, where mother was always home and father was never home, where school was taught but grasping it was difficult, where lessons were not just taught in school but were also in life, where the tug-of-war of love and fighting is tight and constant. I come from a life of seeing 2 worlds, one distorted where everything moves, not stopping, one where it's not just the words on a page that move, the world my dyslexia shows me, a world I can only see. The other through rose-colored lenses, where everything is normal and not moving unless it is. A world that is beautiful and breathtaking. Some may tease, saying I am seeing through rose-colored glasses. I surprise him when I say, yes, I am. I love the world I see now. I come from broken bones, rocky trails, from arguments and fighting to be my own. To be my own person, not just a Martin, defining my own Martin, never fitting in until adulthood. Being the only one where dresses and skirts are normal, a girly girl, where dance is the sport, where dolls and Barbies are more than toys. While others wore pants, jeans, shirts, and camouflage, where girls hunted and the sport was football, where no dolls are cherished. I come from a scissors, anger, and deepening sadness, where what I called out, no one heard, where no one listened, where no one understood, where no one backed off until I cut the hair from my head, where I felt my tears almost every day, with no one to wipe my tears from my face, no one to make me feel safe, where I felt lost, hopeless, and broken, where I could not sleep until the purr boo-boo, his purr sending me off into the land of slumber, where once I was asleep I could not wake, not wanting to wake, feeling safe and alone in my dreams, where only boo-boo nipping at my ankles could wake me, where when I would cry, he would come and wrapping himself around me, his purr calling me, making me feel not alone. I come from a shell, a lockdown fortress, from missing pieces and a missing key, where I hid the pieces that fell from me, making myself an unfinished puzzle, where no one could get in no matter how hard they tried, where I hid myself in an emotional, broken mess, where the key to unlocking the door, to finding the missing pieces, was lost, and I could not find. I come from a guardian angel, a man sent from heaven, where he showed me what caring is, what love is, what trust is, what beauty is, where I slowly opened up like a flower about to bloom, where trust slowly grew like a sprout just planted, where he alone found the missing key, where he found the missing pieces, placing them back into me, making me complete once more, where fear gripped me, uncertain if I could show myself to others, where he stood by my side through everything, through fear, through sadness, through excitement, through happiness, through joy. He never left. Where when I needed a shoulder to cry on, he was a call away. Where when I failed, he encouraged me to try again. Where when I accomplished something, anything, big or small, he was always in a crowd, a smile on my face. I come from an old bridge, a life of fighting to be my own, where the struggle is true and life-changing, where you have highs and lows, where you make sacrifices and change to become better, where I would not change anything, because the people and places I come from make me who I am, the person before you now.
Thank you. So we have time for maybe a quick comment or question. Anybody have one? Oh, there was one, sorry.
I want to give you a big hug right now. But I guess I just wanted to know, do you feel like poetry writing is therapeutic for you?
Yes, and with those poems, it is very much so therapeutic, because when my grandfather died, there was a lot of stuff I never told him. So I always wanted to tell him that. And I had a dream 7 weeks ago. And when I went to the bridge, it was the 5-week mark, the day. And I wrote this poem that day. And then where I come from helped me write about my depression that I had throughout high school, because I didn't know how to write it. And I knew that writing always helped me. So this kind of gave me a new way to write it, and the last few days it's just been stuck in my head. I can't get it out.
Thank you for sharing. All right, that's great. So our next presenter is Ellen. She's going to present an evaluation of Gothic themes in the film Rosemary's Baby.